Hey everyone, it's Dr. Detroit here. The doctor is in, and welcome back to our F1 2023 Abridged Season, or Abridged Career playthrough. So today, it's off to the new track. It's for the Miami Grand Prix. So, you can see on the left side of the screen, we got a lot of stuff that's going on in this car. Like, this is a major upgrade. I mean, look at all this. We have a new ignition system going in. We have new floor stiffening stays going in, new cable assembly, also secondary wing flaps to help with downforce, some improved materials on the internal combustion engine, and the turbo going in as well. And if you guys saw, or if you guys didn't see the last race that we did, my God, was that a barn burner. Because at some point, we thought that we were going to finish behind Max Verstappen and George Russell. Well, we were able to beat them. And we did it in a very cool way. But also, Jeddah was very tricky to us. And hopefully we don't ever have to go back there again. So, as you can see, we currently hold a slim points lead, about 16 points ahead of Max Verstappen. But in the Constructors' title, Ferrari is still at the very top. And of course, my teammate Charles Leclerc is currently running with the fourth spot in the points. So the next few races for us are going to be really cool because after we're done at Miami, it's off to Circuit de Catalunya, which is Barcelona, Spain. Then it's off to Canada, the Red Bull Ring, and then we head over to Silverstone, which will be a lot of fun. And I believe before we get to Canada, that's going to be where we might have to do an engine change because if we go back here. Currently, the wear on all these parts is actually relatively good, for the most part. I am a bit concerned about, the heat generation and this, because as you can see, the engine is about 45% worn, and usually by the time we get to about, 60% on the wear, that's usually when we need to kind of take a new engine. Now, we could pull an interesting strategy of, buying a whole new engine, and then we'd have, free fresh ones to use for the rest of the year. But I don't think I want to do that strategy just yet. But we shall see if we need to do that when we get done at Miami. So we're going to go ahead and advance the time, so that way everything gets put in. Oh no. So it looks like we're going to have to restart something in the research hub, which is not good.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Alright, let's see what's going on here. Department events. Range of topics, okay. A lot of fans... Oh, this is where we get to choose our rival. And you know what? I'm going to go with George Russell as our rival instead of Max Verstappen.
Thanks. I know these kinds of decisions can be challenging, but I think you made the right call.
Thank you very much. All right, now, before we continue forward, let's go over to the R&D screen and see what in God's green earth happened over here. Okay, so we got those. So the development of the ignition system failed. Well, we might still be able to get it before. So thankfully, though, we do have some stuff, and now we just have it redo its thing. Alright, so anyway, let's go ahead and advance the time again and get through to the next area. Alright, so it had us basically do what was called a season break, which is okay. And it looks like it's going to be another Pirelli hot lap. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I guess let's go ahead and advance it. We also have the new ignition system coming in. There we go.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
So we have choose autocross or choose time attack or skip in advance. I'm not even sure what these are. You know what? We're gonna skip this. We're gonna skip it, and we're going to advance to the race weekend. So anyway, let me go get this car practiced and qualified. And ooh, I see we also got a bunch of resource points up there just from all the stuff we were doing. So let me get this car qualified and I'll meet you guys back on the grid momentarily.
Welcome to the Magic City. We're here at the Miami International Autodrome, the home of the Hard Rock Stadium, a multi-purpose sports and entertainment hub which has hosted Super Bowls, Baseball World Series, numerous rock concerts, and of course, as of 2022, Formula One. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long, and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. The scientist lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Tsunoda, Stroll, Bottas, Ricciardo, Joe, Magnussen, Sargent, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
Well, it's only my home Grand Prix because it is, the United States. But yes, everybody, we have the pole position for today's race. It was quite an interesting qualification session. In fact, I actually ran almost all 3 practicing sessions to kind of get attuned to this track, because it's a very awkward one, and there's one sector where it's going to be really, 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 really tight. Alright, so once again, it looks like the one-stop strategy is going to be the way to go. We could go ahead and do the two-stopper, but I think I'll just do the one, because I feel like that the car will be really, really good for us. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a touch more fuel, just so we're okay, because we do have the new fueling, we do have new fueling stuff that's coming at Circuit de Catalunya. Also, when we go to Circuit de Catalunya, I'm going to be taking a fresh engine, because I think after this race, the engine is going to be completely toast. So what we might do is we might take a grid penalty up there. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, grid penalty? Yes, because I'm going to save those 3 fresh units for later in the season. Because then, what we can do is that if we have to change the engine again later down the road, then we don't have to worry about taking a grid penalty. So, let's go ahead and get this race started. If you're ready, and you look ready, then as I always say, let's do it to it. Alright, rolling off the grid here in P1, a very familiar spot for all of us.
Clutch bite is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap, please.
Yep, it's a little tricky to get them going. Let's just run through our gears. Everything good engagement, which is good. Excuse me. Yeah, this is a fairly new track for F1. In fact, when they first ran the Miami GP in 2022, it was actually fairly good. A lot of people like to hate this track, apparently, but, it's not bad. We're starting this kind of late in the day, so that's why it looks like that it's almost sunset here. But don't worry, this race will not end under the lights. I can see there's a skyway up there. That's pretty cool. So right now, as we make our way around, I'm not going to warm up the tires too much because I don't want them to wear that off. But as you can see, where we're starting, Hamilton will start in 5th, Charles Leclerc 4th, our teammate. Then the Red Bull cars of Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen will start second and third, respectively. And then, of course, we have the pole position here in our Ferrari. This is also my first time racing here. So this is gonna be kind of trial by fire here. As you can see, there's that small area that's gonna be a huge problem for everybody. I'm just gonna keep this nice and slow here, just so that we can get everybody through that sector. But yikes, that is gonna be hard. 29 laps will make up the running, so a little bit longer than what we... Or actually, I think it's about the same length as we had at Bahrain, but the track is shorter, so that's good to know. Anyway, let's just go ahead and start backing off a little bit, because now we're coming back to the start-finish line. That's going to be a really tight corner. We better make sure not to miss that. But anyway, here we go. We're now getting set up. You can see everybody's now starting to get into their positions. Verstappen is trying to jump the gun here with us. But that's just because, you know, I'm just going slow and making sure that I don't make any mistakes as we come up to the line. We gotta stop all the way here.
No
Oh boy.
rainfall expected today. We think it'll stay dry.
Perfect. Nice stop right there. Now we just wait for everybody to get in their position, and then we'll get the 5 lights, and we'll get this sucker underway. Hope y'all are enjoying this, and I hope y'all are ready for the Miami GP, because I feel like this is going to be really good. Can we get our third win in a row? Here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and let's go, go, go! Making our way into turn 1. Very nice launch off the corners. Boy, look at that. We were able to bonsai Max Verstappen even with a sour...
We're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
Ah, boy. Well, anyway, we got a good jump there on Max Verstappen, which is exactly what we needed for this GP, but we got to be careful with that engine. Hopefully it does not give us any problems. Now, full throttle down the back straightaway as we make our way down through here. Max Verstappen is going to try and make a pass to the outside or to the inside. Actually, we are just going to be as wide as possible and not give him any inches. Going to hold our line right here, and then we're going to make it here into this big sweeping turn that is absolutely a second gear turn. Ooh, that's a close one right there. Take it nice and easy through this, and then watch this. Look at how much we have to slow down there for that particular turn. Then you gotta be really careful, then bring it around town, and then off we go again. You can see that a couple of drivers have decided to start on the soft tires. That would be Verstappen, Perez, and Lewis Hamilton. I failed to mention that at the start. But I don't think that's going to be a problem, because here goes Max Verstappen to the inside. Max Verstappen's going to try and take it to the inside, but I don't think he's going to have enough. He backs off wisely. That was pretty impressive. Whoa, boy. Here he comes. Here's Max Verstappen to the inside, but we're going to have the preferred line as we take it to the inside again on the right-hand side, and we will lead lap 1. Verstappen will stay in second, Perez third, Charles Leclerc, our teammate, fourth, and Lewis Hamilton will stay in the 5th position. But boy, it seems like the engine that we have right now is going to start to really give us some problems, but hopefully we don't have any more issues as we continue on in this race. However, here's the thing. These drivers that do have the softer tires, they're going to have a slight advantage over the ones with the mediums, but as we saw at Jeddah, and we also saw at Bahrain, that the soft tire drivers are going to fall off quite a bit. So we're going to use a little bit of our DRS here on the back straightaway just to keep that little momentum ahead of Max Verstappen. We're also going to make sure that we shut off the overtake, because here we don't really have much of a chance to do the overtake. Here goes Max Verstappen to the outside. Can't get that done because there is just no way that he's going to be able to pass us right there. We're going to have a hard time through that sector. I just know it. Right now, he is still on our back tail section. But you can hear me playing with the wheel quite a lot because I just got to get off these corners very well. See, look at that. Much better acceleration off the corner. But we're going to have a little bit of a hard time because the DRS is going to be enabled here on the next lap. So now watch this. This is where the different speeds come in. But I don't think Max Verstappen is going to have enough to really catch us here. He's going to keep it up there to the high side, and I'm going to miss the corner a little bit. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. And we're done.
Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
No, we're not. We are not done. We are not done with this. No, 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 no. All we gotta do is just hit our braking zone correctly. I mean, of course, this was the real race. We'd be out of the Grand Prix, but here we're going to hit the braking zone right there. Nice and tidy through that corner. We will... looks like we're set to go green for this whole thing, and now DRS is about to be enabled this lap.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Yeah, so that's where Max Verstappen might get us, so we may have to be really careful and really cautious with what we do here. But as long as we can open up a little lead here and keep it above a full second ahead of Max Verstappen, then he can't really do anything with us DRS-wise. Now we start to make our way around into this big sweeper turn. Now coming off the corner. So now we'll see what happens here, because this is where I feel like he's going to make up a lot of ground on us. You can see it, the gap is slowly closing a little bit. He probably was within the DRS range, but it's not going to be enough to actually catch us, because you can see right about the time that he's caught us, we got to go through this sector. But that also brings him closer to the other side of the sector, which is going to be up here after we get through this little bottleneck kink, or this little kink here, as we call it. Nice and easy through here. Going to use a little bit of our own DRS. Try and keep ahead of him. Can't use too much of that right now, because we got to wait for it to build up. But as long as we can keep an 0.8 of a second lead ahead of him, even with the DRS, he shouldn't be able to catch us, because, believe me, we figured that out when we were at Bahrain. As we come off of the turn, and now we head onto the front straightaway, we'll be able to get on to lap number 4.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, our teammate is holding 4th place just fine. Hopefully, he'll be able to get up into 3rd place. But it looks like those Red Bull cars are really hanging tough together, which is quite common for these particular cars. Especially, it's quite common for teammates to hang together. And as long as Leclerc stays there, we'll still get some pretty good points in the constructors' title. But I'm going to need Leclerc to really start finishing on the podium. As long as he finishes on the podium, we should be okay. Looks like I'm getting a little something here. What's going on? Is it because of the engine? Yes, it is. So right now the engine is at 61%, so we might see a little drop in power, but the thing is that I think we're going to be okay in terms of outright pace. I decided not to change the engine for this race, mainly because I wanted to kind of like not use our first provisional. And plus, this was also a track where I felt like I just couldn't pass at. Because I was able to do a little bit of passing, but I just didn't feel confident enough to really do anything with it. So, what we will do, as you can see now, is that we will keep the engine in here, as we are right now. And then when we get to Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona, we'll change to a fresh motor, which in turn will give us a grid penalty. And then we'll have 3 fresh ones that we can keep in our back pocket. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc has fallen down to 4th. I have a feeling that probably his engine's going to be giving him some issues. But right now, he's currently got the 5th position, but let's see if he can get back around Lewis Hamilton. Also, I don't see George Russell anywhere up in the top 5, unlike we did back at Jeddah. In fact, that was the closest that we ever really came to him having a good race. But as you can see, we now lead by about 1.7 seconds, because one thing that we did with the car is that, remember how I said that we had a bunch of upgrades, including some front-end stuff? That was to help with the outright downforce. So now what we've kind of done is that we've kind of turned this Ferrari into our old Alpine from F1 21, because the thing was that the Alpine was very slow at first, but now seems to be doing really good. So I think with the consistency here, especially with how we've not been using the overtake or anything, I think we're going to be okay. Now, of course, I say that, and of course, Verstappen has now closed the gap on us here on the back straightaway, because I think he can actually get past us, or actually get a little bit better deal. Go ahead and use a bit of our overtake to kind of just keep him at bay. Because also in the second thing, we had a little bit of a problem. But once we get onto hard compound tires, we should be okay. I mean, there's a lot of teams here that are going to be utilizing the other type of strategy. And so far, we still have the fastest lap, so I think, for the most part, the fastest lap is pretty much safe and sound with us. Make our way on to lap 6 now. We take a look up at the top of the screen. Nice and easy through here, just kind of playing with the throttle a little bit. Also saving a little bit of fuel, too. Because we are going to do some fuel technology that will help us with this. And you can see that we still lead Max Verstappen a little bit, but now I think he's going to close the gap a little bit more, because I think that engine power is really starting to kick our butts here. But we can't really use the overtake, but I see that Max Verstappen is closing the gap right now. He's going to go to the inside. We're going to go a little defensive. I feel a little contact from there. Decided to defend a little bit, but that wasn't going to keep him back for too long. Now we make our way very carefully through here and make sure that we don't slide the corner too much. Through the bottleneck we go. Whoops, little too much over that corner, but that's okay. Alright, now let's come off of the straightaway and get a good launch off of here to try and keep Max Verstappen behind us. We have to use a little bit of overtake as well. Let's see, right there is good. Because again, like I said, in fact you can see that the engine power is starting to become a huge factor, because now we're just at 196 when it comes to this, and now Charles Leclerc goes back into the 4th position along with Lewis Hamilton going back to 5th. I can see that the Red Bull teammates are really going to try and make something happen behind me. We head into lap 7. Our first and only pit stop is not too far away. In fact, we bring up the graphic here. You'll see that our pit stop is going to be between somewhere between lap 13 and lap 17. So right now, as we sit here on the front row, we're actually here on the top spot on the podium, I'm thinking maybe what we'll do is that we will more than likely come in on lap 14 and just kind of split the difference a little bit and see what we can do with that. Because I have a feeling that Verstappen and Perez might do the undercut, but it might also cause them a little bit of harm as well. It also looks like we're not really generating too much of the overtake right now, which is kind of strange, but now Max Verstappen's going to try again to do it. He's not going to be able to do anything. He's going to try to go to the outside, but it's not going to be enough to get him, to get us out there. You can see our tires are really starting to wear. And here's some numbers for you number freaks out there. I guess you call them number files or number geeks. I don't know. I really don't know what you would call them. But yeah, right now our engine power is just really low right now. But as you can see, Verstappen just cannot get around us, because by the time he actually catches up to us right there, as he tried to make a pass with the thing, he couldn't get it done. But now he's going to try it again. But we're gonna beat him right here to this area, because we do have a little bit better acceleration than he does, which is very strange considering that we are really down on the power right now. Make our way through the first turn again as we hit lap number 8. So we're almost to the double digits in terms of the laps. And right now the team has been very quiet, which is good news. Because I have seen part failures in this game before in some playtesting that I was doing off camera, and it's not pretty once a part go bad. Anyway, Max Verstappen's going to try and gather it up all the way out here. We're going to give him the outside, but there's nothing that he can do about it. So that's one of the things too to keep an eye on, is to always just give them the outside and basically make them work for the inside of the track. Because believe me, if you give them the inside, they're going to get the preferred line. So right there, I just gave him the other side. Oh boy, little loose off the corner. Now this is where I feel like Verstappen's going to take the power to us, because holy cow, he's within striking distance, and I'm going to go down to the bottom. He's going to go up to the high side. He's going to try something. Gives me a little tap right there. We're going to be going through the corner. Oh, I almost messed it up right there. Ah, we messed it up. We messed it up. We messed it up. We messed it up. Wow. So Verstappen.
Borderline there. We're lucky to have gotten away with it.
So now Max Verstappen has taken over the race lead, unfortunately, because we cocked up there on the backstretch, and we are kind of a sitting duck right now. But you know what? We'll go ahead and let him go forth and lead for now. He's not going to get away from us too much because guess what? We have the DRS now. So as long as we stay within, you know, a second of him, which we are, as long as we stay within a second, we should be fine. Because take a look at this. We have a little better, arrow, which is good news. Now watch this. We're going to get the DRS going down this straightaway, so we should be able to make something happen with him. Let's see what happens. DRS is now enabled. We're gonna have it full on, but are we gonna be able to dive bomb up to the inside? Let's see. Oh, that was a tricky move, but we got him. We got him. Sort of. No, we didn't get him. Did we got him? Now we got him. Sort of. And we keep getting a warning for colliding with Max Verstappen. I'm getting really fed up with that. I accidentally shift the car to neutral. Good job, Detroit. Jeez. I mean, this is not even for like the last lap of the race, but I'm wondering if something went wrong there with Max Verstappen, because all of a sudden he's like 0.8 of a second back, and I'm wondering if we caused some damage. Ooh, but if we did cause any damage to him, then it wouldn't be too much, unless he's really starting to struggle or something. Well, either way, we're now back into the race lead as we hit lap 10 of 29.
So your teammate behind is 3.0 seconds.
This is a very close race, so I'm pretty impressed with how well we're doing. But I know that we have a pit stop coming up here where we go to the hards. What I'm thinking is that we're going to come in around lap 14 like we were saying, just so that we can split the difference a little bit. Because then we still got, you know, a long time to go.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. So right now, Max Verstappen seems to be biding his time back there. Perez is still third, Leclerc's fourth, and Lewis Hamilton is fifth. Here comes Max Verstappen to the outside. Is he going to try and get the move? He got to the race lead for just a second there, but just couldn't do anything. Here we go again. Little crossover action as we try to get through these corners. And another thing, why I did not collide with him. This team is drunk. I mean, if it gives me a penalty for just brushing Verstappen, I'm gonna be really pissed. Because we didn't harm him. More likely, he should have gone behind us, and you can see that our overtake is really starting to drain after I used a little bit there to kind of like help us out a little bit. So what we're going to need to do is that we're going to have to really conserve that towards the end of the race. But right now,
Approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
all right. But right now, the pace of everybody is slowing down because the mediums and the softs are really starting to show their wear. And that's the thing about it too, is that you might think, oh, I'm always the one-stop kid. Well, let me just say this. Sometimes the one-stopper is the better way to go. Because you know what? Here's the thing. Sure, new rubber will work, but it only works for like a certain number of laps before everything just falls apart. So we don't want that to happen. Anyway, we're now out of the DRS range, but watch this. Max Verstappen is going to just, you know, plow right up to us, but he's going to run out of time. Because I know that probably Verstappen and Perez probably took the fresh engine. I mean, I wish that they could show, who took a fresh engine and who didn't. Like, I wish that was something that you could do, where you could find out, if somebody took a fresh engine or, was on an older engine or something. That way you can sort of like bonsai your competition. But, that I guess would be considered cheating. But who knows? Anyway, down the back straightaway we go. And Verstappen will once again have DRS, but he can't do anything with it. Like, he can close the gap, but he won't be able to pass us, especially since we get to about right here. And this is where we actually have to make the break, come around. Oops. Kind of brushed the wall a little bit there, but that's okay. Because that didn't hurt us one bit. I'm going to say this, though. The front downforce upgrade that we used, or that we got for this car, seems to be doing a little better for us. I mean, right now, the car is not gripping as well because the tires are starting to really go bad. But right now, it's But right now, we're okay. We're okay. Just need to kind of nurse this car around for another 2 to 3 laps or so, and then we can bring it in, get the hards on, and then it's just a race to the finish. Let's even get a full race update.
You're in first position, front of the pack. Verstappen behind you now. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, your pit window opens next lap. Okay, 18 laps to go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so here we are. Okay. Jeez, how many times are you gonna say okay? You know what? You know what? I'd say this. For the rest of the season, you could make that a drinking game, but I would not recommend it because that's how you end up in the hospital. And I don't want any of my people to end up in the hospital, or any of my subscribers. Which, by the way, too, I normally wait till the end of the video to say this, but if you guys are enjoying this race and want to see more of this, drop a comment down below, hit subscribe, and also click that bell to get updates on when I upload. And also, don't forget to hit that like button. So I know that these F1 videos do pretty good in terms of views, so...
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap.
Ooh, Verstappen coming in for the undercut, so he's going to be coming in. There was also a yellow flag somewhere in that. Uh-oh.
Okay, clear.
Something went wrong in that sector. But right now, Max Verstappen has bolted to pit road, like, as soon as that happened... Oh, no! Lando Norris is out of the Grand Prix, so an engine must have let go on him. That is not pretty, so unfortunately that screws him over. So now, what this means is that because Verstappen did the undercut, it might put him in a better spot, but we'll see, because I know I'm going to be coming in next time by. In fact, if Leclerc comes in next, then I will come in and do my stop. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well wait, why wouldn't you come in with your rival? Well, here's the thing though. I can open the gap further ahead of everybody else. And then as everybody else comes to pit road, it'll give me a bigger gap. And then once we come back around, it should cycle back around to me and Verstappen up near the front. Like right now, Sergio Perez can't really do anything at this point. Because look, see? He's not even closing the gap as fast as... Well, he is closing the gap, but he's not going to be able to do anything with me. So he should be next coming in. Oh boy, tires are really dead now. Yep, here comes Sergio Perez onto pit road, so the Red Bull team have done their stop. And it looks like Leclerc is now running second behind me. So yeah, I think this lap we are definitely coming in, so box, box, box. Also, Esteban Ocon in the old Alpine is now on pit road. So you can see that everybody's going to be all over the place when it comes to these kinds of pit stops. And plus, our team has been very, very fast with some of these pit stops. So right now, the gap is about 17 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. So what this might do is that he might actually, I don't know, he might actually catch us. But here's the thing, it shouldn't take us too long. But even if he does go to the front, we'll still have the better tires, and we can still catch him. So I think we're gonna be okay. Hopefully we don't double stack our teammate. Like, I think we probably should have come in on that last lap, but I'm kind of banking on the idea that everybody took their tires first. Then we'll be okay. Because right now, he's now up to about 15.5 seconds behind us. So now we just gotta, get on and off pit road as fast as we can. Which shouldn't be too hard. And hopefully we do not end up double stacking, but I think we might. Anyway, here we come to pit road. We're going to be coming in this time by, following the blue line. And now we're on pit road. So now let's see what happens and see how this all plays out. Also, Leclerc's in, which means we're going to double stack. We're going to double stack the cars. Off come the mediums, on go the hards, back out on the track.
No problems, really smooth. Ferrari, no doubt, very happy with that stop.
And there goes Verstappen into the race lead, and it looks like we're going to lose some track position as well.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound.
But now that we have the better compound, it should put us in a little bit better spot. So now back up into the 3rd position. So we did lose the lead, and unfortunately we did double stack. So that is possibly going to hurt us for a good while. So unfortunately, we did double stack on pit road, which is never a good thing. And we did lose the lead back down to the Red Bulls, but it shouldn't be too hard. It shouldn't be too hard to catch back up to them, hopefully. Because remember, they're on the better mediums and we're on the hards. So we'll see how this goes. Ooh, here comes Lewis Hamilton to the inside. Oh my God, Hamilton with a huge run.
Keep on him, you might make a mistake.
Oh, we get it. Oh, we get into each other. Lewis Hamilton and I have a little how do you do moment. But I'm not gonna let him go past me. I'm not gonna let him do anything like this. So now we just gotta figure out how to catch back up to Perez and Verstappen. We haven't really lost touch with them. So yeah, it's a detriment that we did double stack. And double stacking, for anybody that doesn't know, that's basically when you and your teammate come in at the exact same time, and then the team has to take an extra few seconds to like get the other set of tires in and everything like that. And that can be a bit of a pain in the butt for sure. So yeah, lesson learned. Oh!
Red flag, no overtaking, and
oh!
back into the pits, please.
Oh my goodness, we got a red flag.
On track, resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the
Oh man, so another red flag. This is only the 2nd time in this series that we've had a red flag, but this is going to help us out tremendously. All right, so let's see what they want to do.
to change our strategy for the rest of the Grand Prix if we want to.
And you know what? I don't really want to change my strategy. I feel like we can still do some damage on the hard tires. Because look, we'll have 11 laps to go, so we're pretty good right now. I don't think we need to really change anything. I feel like we can just stay with the hards and we'll be fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's keep going.
Getting underway in
Oh,
just a moment.
oh no! So they put us on the medium tires, which is not good. So unfortunately, go. But we did make our tire changes. You see, we got a blistering start there off the line. So that is something that Verstappen and Perez didn't want to see. Plus, we got back a lot of our overtake, which should help us out tremendously now. So it did put us on the medium tires, but with 11 laps to go, we should be okay. We should be fine for the rest of the race, and who knows, maybe we might be able to bring home a win, as now Max Verstappen's gonna try once again to make a big, bold pass on us, but I don't think he can do it. Here he comes to the outside, nothing doing. Plus, you know what, I feel like that we could have done some damage on the hards, but I kind of wish that we were able to play out and see what would happen. In fact, I'm actually going to be very curious. At the end of the video, we'll go back and see where the red flag came from. And I think I have an idea, but we'll have to see. So So right now, in the top 5, we lead, followed by Max Verstappen in 2nd place. 3rd place is Sergio Perez. 4th is Lewis Hamilton. And look who's in top 5! My old teammate, Fernando Alonso, in the Aston Martin. Coming up here as Max Verstappen just Verstappened us a little bit. Wow. Oh, shit. Okay. Wow. He Verstappened us so much, I ended up messing up in the corner. So let's try this again. But boy, he came up really, really fast on us. You can see that our engine is just really cooked right now. I'm surprised that we're actually able to kind of keep ourselves up here. But we just have to keep going for another 10 laps. We come across the line. We now hit lap 19.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.0 seconds.
2 seconds. So that means he's probably 6th right now. So, okay. Probably not too bad of a strategy. But as you can see, everybody went to softs. I stayed on the mediums, apparently. Which is quite an interesting, which is actually quite interesting. To be totally fair here, I probably could have gone on softs as well, but you know what? Softs don't really do very well. So we're gonna bank on the fact that everybody's tires are gonna start to wear out. And let's just hope that our engine holds out, because I don't want to end this race, you know, this kind of thing. I mean, we've been having a grand old time in this race, despite having a sick engine. But yeah, I think for Barcelona we will definitely take the grid penalty, which is totally fine because Barcelona, I know how to pass there. I know how we can get around there, which should be fine. So it's really not going to hurt us per se. Meanwhile, I see Max Verstappen is trying to come up to us, and I had a little lapse in concentration there because, yikes. I had a little lapse in concentration because I was just looking up ahead of me. I was looking up there, and I saw that Verstappen was closing the gap big time, so we don't want that to happen. Let's not miss our braking zone, which is right here. In fact, we're kind of braking a little early, but that's fine. We now make our way off of the corners, and now down the straightaways we go. Look at that.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Well, now the DRS is now enabled again. And yeah, that was, I should probably mention this, but red flags were brought back into this game after a long hiatus. And the red flags allow for you to actually, you know, change your strategy or whatever. And thank goodness there is no rain right now, but I have a feeling that we might get a rain race at some point, and that should be a lot of fun. But right now, no rain in the forecast or anything like that, so we should be fine. Meanwhile, we keep the lead at 1.2 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen, which is fantastic. You know, I'm starting to really like this track. I'm starting to really have a fun time with the Miami GP. Because this place is kind of fun, and this car is handling really well. I mean, if we had a faster motor, I'm sure we'd have a 9-second lead or something, but, you know, right now, I feel pretty good. In fact, I feel like this race is kind of a callback to our early days in F1 when we were driving the old Alpine. Because the Alpine would be slow on the speed, but when it came to aero, it was absolutely fantastic. And so what we kind of did here with this car is that we basically gave it enough aero that this car now should be one of those ones that should be fun when we get to the more technical tracks, and should be okay once we get, should be better on speed once we get to like the high-speed track of Monza or something, because right now I feel like we are lacking a little bit of speed, especially with how Max Verstappen can catch up to us. So definitely when we get the new engine in, I'm going to see what kind of engine parts they have, and then probably get some adjustments. I don't think they're going to be ready in time for the Spanish GP, but when we get to Canada, then they should be ready. Or, you know, or Austria, because in Austria we are definitely going to need the engine power. Making our way down the straightaway. Also, you may notice too, you can't really see it. Oh boy. Wow, we had a little mess up there because we had a little cock up as now Max Verstappen's going to try it. Oh boy. Oh, that got really tight. We got another warning because apparently the game seems to be very much a Max Verstappen fan. Not that there's anything bad with him. It's just, you know, I just don't know. I just don't understand why Max Verstappen tried to push the issue. And Verstappen seems to be falling back quite a bit as now Sergio Perez takes over second place. And look who has made it into the top 5, none other than our teammate Charles Leclerc. Now I'm wondering, did Verstappen get a little bit of damage, or what happened there? But hey, our teammate is slowly coming back up, so he's going to get us more points in the Constructors' title. And I feel like that we can still, you know, finish strongly in the Constructors' title. In fact, hopefully we end up winning. But that's a long way away. Well, not too long, but long enough. We can make our way around this corner. I'm actually starting to really like this corner. It's a nice corner. I like it. Anyway, down the back straightaway we go. Have a nice little lead on everybody else. Not going to use any overtake right now. We don't really have to worry about Perez at the moment. Or anything of that sort. By the way, too, does anybody think that that Sergio Perez kind of looks like X-Matty G? Or vice versa? Because it's kind of funny. I kind of was... I mean, anytime I see Sergio Perez's face here, I think it's X-Matty G that is in the game. Even though he's not in the game. In fact, one of these days, they're probably going to add a YouTuber mod or something that will allow for, you know, the F1 drivers to be replaced by YouTubers and stuff. I mean, I think they did that already, but who knows what will happen within the near future. Coming across the line now, we work lap 23 of 29. So Sergio Perez has held on to second place, and Max Verstappen could fall into the clutches of Lewis Hamilton. And now you can see that I think our tires are starting to wear, or I believe our engine's starting to wear a bit more too. But I'm not quite sure, because it just flashes that up on the screen, doesn't say exactly what's going on. Probably could be the tires, but I know that everybody that's on the softs right now are probably screaming for mediums, but nobody's got any more scheduled pit stops for the rest of the race. But you can see we are continuing to open the gap here on Sergio Perez, almost to 2 seconds now, which is pretty good. So I don't know what happened with Verstappen and why he's not trying to pass Perez, but I'm wondering if Verstappen's licking his wounds a little bit, because this is going to equal them in the points in terms of constructors' titles and stuff like that. But here's the thing: even if the Red Bull cars finish second and third on the podium, and me and Leclerc finish the way we are now, we should still have the points lead in the Constructors' Championship. Making our way down the backstretch. We get through this part of the track. Ooh, got a little loosey-goosey there when I went for the throttle. Anyway, I was trying to say on the last lap, I believe, that if anybody has seen this track from above, you might see that they actually put fake water in some of the areas to make it look like that there's like a little boating area in there, and it's quite hilarious when they do that. In fact, this year when they run the Miami GP, tune in and have a look-see for yourself, and I think you're going to have a really good time with that. Making through the Pirelli turn, and now full throttle again down the straightaway. There's a little bit of our overtake. Just a little bit. It seems like Perez is starting to close the gap slightly, because I think what they're doing is that they're utilizing the toe, in a way, to try and create almost like this worm. Almost like this little Red Bull worm or something. go. Gonna go ahead and use a little bit of our overtake now. Try and keep up a little bit of the gap. Turn that off so it allows itself to kind of rebuild if it can. There's a major gap back there between Alonso and whoever is running in the 7th position right now. Ooh, I can see those arrows getting closer in my rearview mirror. Those are the Red Bull cars that are coming right there. But they're not getting anywhere close to us.
Gap to your teammate behind is 3.0 seconds.
Alright. So he's still back there, but he is closing the gap on Lewis Hamilton. I hope that he will be able to pass him so that we can get another point of some sort. But right now, we are definitely setting out to do what we did, or to do what we were going to say, and that was to bring Ferrari back to its former glory. And right now, even with a sick engine, the car is doing really good. You can see that our overtake is just struggling right now, because there's really not too many places on the track where you're fully off the gas, and there's really not too many places that you can be in to like get back everything. It's kind of weird how that works. Around the corners we go. And down the backstretch. I love the palm trees and I love the trees here. It looks so good. And I know that back in like past F1 games, depending on your computer, you could easily turn those off and it would improve, you know, lag and other things like that. But I just feel bad for some of the people that probably have a not so great PC, want to use this game, but they can't because, you know, you need all these everything. That's fine. We got plenty of fuel to take us to the end. In fact, we got 4 laps to go right now. I'm just trying to concentrate a little bit and just be very cautious with everything. Oh boy, a little too high up there. Gotta be super cautious as we make our way down the backstretch, and then, or actually down one of the back straightaways. There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them here. And you know what? I love the lighting in this game. You see how kind of cool this looks? It looks like we're now getting into the early evening section. And yet the sun is still right there. You can still see a little bit of the sun, you know, just blaring in here. Hopefully you guys are not watching this while you're in a nighttime environment, because if you are, I deeply apologize. Because it's probably hurting your eyes right now. Coming off the line, now we have just 3 laps to go in this race. Nice and careful here. Excuse me. I'm just being nice and careful through here, just making sure that we don't overdrive it. But I can see that now Verstappen has gotten around Sergio Perez at some point. In fact, I don't even know what that, when that happened. But uh-oh. We might have a little bit of competition now, because with him around for Perez, this might call for a little barn burner finish, but let's see what happens. I mean, at that point, he was not going to be around us, so... But now he has closed the gap tremendously. Hopefully we do not, hopefully we don't lose this race, because we need to get the maximum points. We need to get maximum points if possible. I mean, we got the point for, we got the pole, and currently we have the point for the fastest lap. So let's make sure that we keep Max Verstappen at bay and keep him back there in second. Leclerc apparently has lost a little bit of ground to Lewis Hamilton, so nothing much is going to come from that. So it looks like he's going to finish 5th respectfully. But the question is, where are we going to finish? 2 laps to go this time by. Using a little bit of our overtake just to try and get away from him as much as possible. So with 2 laps to go now, the car is getting starting to get a little tight. And I think because the wheels, the tires are really starting to fall off, which is not a good thing. We gotta be really careful here with how much input we put in this car. Oh, Nico Hulkenberg has been disqualified. Lance Stroll's been disqualified. Oh, wonder what happened to them. Did they not... That's strange. I wonder what happened. Did they just, like, have... Wow. So they just got shown the black flag. Now, in some racing series, as we see Max Verstappen coming up really fast behind us, I should really quickly say this. In some series, the black flag means you gotta come back to pit road. When you get the black flag here, it means you're done in the race. You better bring it in, and you better be going to the trailer to talk to the FIA about what you've done. So you've been a naughty boy in this one. But right now, speaking of naughty boys, the Red Bull team are now right there behind me, as now Max Verstappen's going to have DRS, and there's Sergio Perez right behind him, but are they going to do anything with me? Here they come. Here comes Max Verstappen to the outside. Oh, Max Verstappen has just made contact with us. Max Verstappen and us. Oh, Verstappen's taking us out of the Grand Prix. Verstappen has taken us out of the Grand Prix. Oh my goodness. And we get a 5-second penalty, and so does Max Verstappen. Wow. We get a 5-second penalty because Max Verstappen, controversy reigns supreme.
Okay, this is your final lap.
Holy cow, on the white flag lap, he takes us out. He literally just gave us a huge hit. So that means we could end up not finishing in the top 10 at all. Oh my god. Major championship implications right there. Oh, wow. That is... wow. So Max Verstappen has taken us pretty much out of winning competition. So who's leading right now? It's going to be his teammate, Sergio Perez. Wow, Verstappen. Did you guys see that? And we both got a penalty, too. That is so stupid. What the hell was Verstappen thinking? What was he thinking? It looks like we keep this 3-second deal up, we're going to be finishing back in the 7th position. Which means our win streak comes to an end, but we still get the fastest lap, so we will get the extra bonus point. But that means my teammate Charles Leclerc, I think...
We've only got 2 laps to
oh my god. Wow. I'm in shock. So coming out of the final corner is going to be Sergio Perez, but also this means too that we lose our rival race. So Sergio Perez for Red Bull, or I should say Red Bull, is the race winner. And we're going to come home, more than likely, back in the 8th position. Or something.
And that's the
wow.
flag. What an amazing victory in what has been a great Miami.
Wow. That is...
Anthony Davidson,
oh my
help
god.
deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track.
Hey, our teammate got on the podium!
Even during
Yes!
the more hectic parts of the race meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So our teammate makes it to 3rd. So who's the podium?
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's
So
clear to see
Sergio
that
Perez
they're
gets the
pushing
win
world
handed to
record.
him.
Be so
Oh
proud
god, Lewis
of the
Hamilton
victory they've
2nd, but
secured
Charles
here.
Leclerc 3rd. Yes! Good job, Leclerc! So at least that's one saving grace to the end of the race. But my god. Verstappen being a very naughty boy. But I'm just glad that my teammate got this finish on the podium. We at least got a Ferrari on the podium. So good work, Leclerc. Now we gotta see where that 5-second time penalty
Let's
put
have a look
us.
then at the driver's standings.
Yep,
That
eighth.
lead at the top has somewhat shrunk today. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
So, Verstappen did not receive any points. We still got some points. But now, we have a 12-point advantage ahead of Sergio Perez, and 12 points in the Red Bull category. But look at this! So we fell back to 8th, so that means the 2 Alpines end up finishing ahead of us. Wow. I'm in shock. Wow, look at this! Kevin Magnussen and Alex Albon also got 5-second penalties. I wonder what happened there. Alright, well, we got a lot to digest here first. So, first let's go to the red flag. See if we can find out where the hell that happened. Because it happened once we were back in the 3rd position. So let's see. Let's go here. Now let's back this up, and then we can figure out exactly where the thing came from. Let's see. Let's get on board. So let's get right to when the red flag happened. This is probably the fastest way to get to it, because then we can figure out what the heck happened. Alright, so here's where here's where it happened. Alright, so now let's see. First would be Hamilton. Okay, nothing there. Looks like something was happening back here. Let's see if we can sort out... Let's see, who was it? Did it happen right here? Oh, wait! Wait a minute. Who was that in front of them? Looks like it's one of the AlphaTauris. Okay, here's where the red flag took place. It's Yuki Tsunoda, and that looks like Lance Stroll. Okay, what happened here to Lance Stroll? Oh, he's turned backwards. Alright, let's see what happened. Alright, so, let's see here. Alright, so he's running 13th, kind of falls back a little bit. Oh, he just lost control of it. And is right there in the middle. Then he gets a little contact from Valtteri Bottas! And he gets right in front of Tsunoda. Woo! There goes Zhou, there goes Sargent, and then that's when the red flag hits. Ooh, that's a huge... That's bad. That's really bad. Alright, now let's go... Alright, now let's come back over here, because we gotta digest a bit about how this happened here, because this happened on the white flag lap. So let's get it right to where we want it to be. Because look at this, here we are with 2 laps to go. See, everything's fine right here. So Verstappen is really trying to get us. See, everything's fine right here. Then right here is where the issue happened. Now, I go down to the bottom. He goes up to the top. Ooh, okay. So it looks like... Yeah, we just clipped wheels. We clipped wheels there, and then that's what happened. But it looks like I did move up slightly. However... Yeah, see, right there... So, he moves up, I move up, and then we make contact. Wow. Well, Verstappen, you didn't get any points, but you did receive a two-bit of penalty. Now, let's take a look at our teammate Leclerc, see how he got to third, and it looks like he got to third just very easily with us. But yikes. What an absolutely disastrous way to end the Grand Prix. Then right here, I kind of pushed him a little bit to try and keep him out of the way. And I think he got 2 time penalties for that. But wow. In fact, take a look at if I take a look at the wheel here. I was holding my wheel just fine. So what happened here with Verstappen? Did he like turn in? Let's see. Okay, so here he goes. He flicks. Oh, you can see that. Oh man! And look at that. We both. Wow. Wow. I'm in shock right now. I'm in shock because I feel like now that us and Verstappen are championship rivals. Right the hell now. God almighty. So, a very strange, a very bizarre race. It was a good race up until we got wrecked by Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. So unfortunately, we ticked less boxes than the Butler. But we are currently tied right now because I did get the better starting position than he did, so at least that's a good thing. Alrighty then. So, after that, it's off to the Spanish GP to see if we can make something happen. So, I'll see you guys next time, and until then, take care.